Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV, stage number 2 of the Vuelta in the can. It did come down to a field sprint, won by Johnny Mearsman. It was 100 miles of rather reasonable. No bike race is boring, but as professional bike races in Grand Tours go, this is as non-action field as they get. Break of 3 up the road throughout the day's proceedings. About 40 Ks to go. Finally, Philippe Gilbert lit things up. A little bit of a long ways to go to the finish line for Gilbert, but he was caught by the peloton. Thiago Machado had to go, and then it was a massive bunch gallop to the line. Great lead out by Edix. They're about the best in the business at that. For Johnny Mearsman. And Johnny Mearsman comes up with a huge win, maybe the biggest win in his professional career. He's got stages in the Dauphiné in the past, Tour of Romandy in the past, Paris-Nice in the past, but this, his first in a Grand Tour. So hats off to Johnny Mearsman and the Edix squad. And he said after the race that he came to the Vuelta with just this stage in mind. So any budding bike racers out there, let that be a lesson to you. Clear objectives and perfect execution is what it takes to win stages in the Grand Tours and the toughest bike races on the planet amongst the pros. For the GC contenders, everybody finished in the front group, so nothing to report on the GC front, but tomorrow is another story. Mirador de Ezaro is a very tough climb. It's a tiny road. I think it's a service road for a telecommunications station at the top of this little peak. And it's just under 2 kilometers, but there's a pitch in the middle that's 30%, so as steep as it gets in professional bike racing. The last time the Vuelta came there, the stage was won by Joaquim Rodriguez, so that gives you an idea of the type of climb it is. Short and steep, and it is going to be a GC day. Probably the most important thing for anybody that wants to win the Vuelta is to be near the front at the bottom of that climb. If you're not near the front, you're going to lose time. Riders seen walking up that climb the last time it was summited during the Vuelta. So if you're caught behind walking riders, you will not win this year's Tour of Spain. Best of luck to all the pros in stage number 3 tomorrow. Should be a great one. And until then, please subscribe. Please follow me. Buy some t-shirts if you like. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks a lot, everybody.